Hi everyone, I'm Ian. When it comes to old games, what do you think most of the time? NES, maybe SNES, maybe even N64, or maybe the Wii. I mean, it is almost 20 years old, but maybe, just maybe, you think of something really old, like 46 years old. 1977. Jimmy Carter is sworn into office, the first Star Wars movie came out, disco was mainstream, and Elvis died. But something else happened. Something that changed so much for the video game industry. The Atari 2600 was released. Originally called the Atari Video Computer System, or Atari VCS, it came out at a time where video games weren't really big. The ColecoVision and Intellivision were the main competitors to Atari. Prior to these three consoles, most consoles were Pong consoles. Traditionally, that meant they had only one game, Pong. It might have some switches to change the game, but all it really did was change the color, maybe the length of the paddles or the speed of the ball. So when the 2600 came out, it was huge. It wasn't the cheapest or the most powerful, but it ended up getting such good reception that even today, most people still remember the 2600 over the ColecoVision or Intellivision. And now, 46 years later, Atari returns with a new console. Now with fake wood. This thing is so cool! The Atari 2600 Plus is a brand new version of the original 2600. It can play all the old 2600 games, along with Atari re-releasing new cartridges of the games. You can even use all the original controllers with it. The only real differences are as follows. The Atari logo on the front lights up when the console is on. The wood on the front is fake. It's 80% the size of the original 2600, and best of all, it has HDMI. No longer do we have to use RF because we live in the future. One of the other cool things with the 2600 Plus is that not only can you play 2600 games, you can also play 7800 games. Now there's only one big problem that I see with this. Who the heck still has Atari 2600 and 7800 games? Sure, if it was the NES, SNES, or Genesis, then yeah, plenty of people still have those. But in comparison, the 2600 just wasn't as popular. People like to talk about how much they love the 2600, but when it really comes down to it, what would you rather play? One of these, or this? I'd say it's pretty obvious. The only problem that I really have, and it's not with the 2600 Plus, but 2600 games make no sense if you don't have the manual. But it makes sense that these games don't have any sort of tutorial. The cartridge could only hold 2 kilobytes. For reference, this photo of the 2600 is 179 kilobytes, almost 90 times the size. Honestly, for people who are big fans of the 2600 and 7800 and they have a large collection, this is a great option if their console dies. But for the regular person, this isn't a great console to buy. So I'm just gonna call this, oh! What the hell? Wait, don't call the Atari 2600 Plus just okay. But why? Why does it matter? It causes a series of events that leads to the end of the world. End of the world? Well, you drop a taco on your pants, so it's basically the end of the world. Oh man. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing, hit subscribe. And if you have any recommendations for videos to make, leave it in the comments.